Nevada's Governor Joe Lombardo releasing a statement tonight. It reads, "While I appreciate the leadership of Republicans and some select Democrats in Washington to avoid a government shutdown, I'm disappointed in the continued gridlock that allowed this to happen. As D.C. works through its issues, our administration will continue to support Nevadans in any way we can through this unnecessary federal government shutdown."
The last time the country experienced a government shutdown was back in 2018. The government closed for 35 days during a disagreement over funding for President Trump's border wall.
So News 3's Jane Davenport joins us live here in the studio, and you had a chance to talk to a former federal employee, lives here in town, and how the last shutdown impacted himself and his family.
Absolutely, and it's both him and his wife, Dana. They are both federal employees at the time of the government shutdown. One of them worked for the CDC, while the other was the Las Vegas FBI special agent in charge. They're now retired, but gave me some insight on what it was like working during the 2018 government shutdown.
Not only is it financially jarring, it's emotionally jarring. You've worked your rear end off to get this particular job, and you're not expecting to lose it. And if the government shuts down, how am I going to pay for groceries? How am I going to take care of my family?
Former Las Vegas FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Ray Johnson, experienced the 2018 government shutdown just a few months after he started his position in the Valley.
Decision was made that all field office employees were considered accepted employees, required to go into the office. So absolutely, every day of the shutdown, I was in the office trying to manage the workforce to the best that I could.
He said the 2018 government shutdown was before the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act was signed, meaning back pay for their work wasn't guaranteed.
That was passed in 2019. So prior to the last shutdown, it was whether or not we were going to get back pay was still a question once the government started back up.
He adds that for those who didn't have the job for long and lacked savings or an emergency fund, they were left with little financial backup.
Even today, you can see that the debt load, the credit card load is so massive. People can maybe live for a pay period or two, maybe one or two missed paychecks before crisis starts to kick in.
But they relied on each other.
So a lot of the more senior personnel, whether they were professional staff or agents, would bring in food, they would bring in help, they would bring in canned goods and have sort of a no shame, you can walk in and take food out of the break room.
Meanwhile, Nicole Johnson says she worked over at the CDC during the last government shutdown and explained how it disrupted so many people's lives.
Whenever there's talk of a furlough, it's hard to get the work done. It's distracting, it's stressful, and then it takes a personal toll as well.
She adds that during the time of a government shutdown, stress levels and anxiety spike as uncertainty lingers.
So I know so many people went to bed last night having no idea if when they woke up this morning, they would even be employed. And that level of stress it's draining.
Both Nicole and Ray shared advice for those currently not working and anxiously awaiting a resolution within the government.
I think the main thing is to, generally I would say, take comfort in knowing that it's temporary, even though we don't know how long it's going to last.
So what you want to do is stay as calm as you can, breathe as much as you can, and rely on your peers in your workforce.
Now, they both mentioned the extreme fatigue federal employees have been experiencing recently because of layoffs due to DOGE. But as they both said, it's important to focus on yourself and your mental health during this time. Marie, Dana.
Yeah, words of reassurance is so needed during this time. Jane, thank you.